Hi guys, it is February 5th, 2020. This is Dave with website-installer.com, and I'm calling all copywriters, those who've written for us before and those who have not. We have a proposition because if you can give us the one thing we need, we can do all the rest of it for you, and it's going to create something for all of us. It's going to be money and ranking results. So anywhere where money can be made off of it, we've got the dispatchers and the sales team and the collections department to sell leads and split profits with customers. Separate, anything that's not monetizable, but you're an expert in, you can write about it. And it's worth ranking just to show off, then you can do that. In other words, all of this is about what can you write best. All right, so let me explain. These days, in 2020, Google came out with a procedure called, some people call it EAT, E-A-T, other people call it T-E-A. Either way, it's the same thing. It's expertise, authority, and trust. So when writing content, here's the idea. We're going to create the main websites and then backlink them. We have a massive backlinking system, and we can make about 1,000 backlinking websites a day to promote anything and everything. Having said that, what we do want are the front-end websites to put forwarding phone numbers on to send leads to clients so that we can collect monies from them for selling them leads. Aside from that, because we can create so many websites per day and we want to keep our guys constantly busy, we can also make websites for anything worthy of ranking, okay? Just to show it off. So for instance, if you're really good at baby tips, we pushed a guy once to the top for baby tips, 1.3 billion results or 1.7. He was the top guy. He was getting 400 searches a day and he had no idea how to monetize it. But being number one out of 1.3 billion results on Google is worthy of capturing screenshots for and showing off, right? Absolutely. Now, where that comes in, back to you guys, is this. We have all these websites. Let me just kind of like do a real fast whip, okay? These are dummy websites. They're sitting here with dummy information on them, dummy phone numbers, dummy contents, but we whip them out, okay? We actually have, and there's a bunch of dental wellness, just so I can show you a whole stack for a single industry. I want to make the point. So if we use one, and then we've got garage door repair, we've got locksmith, we got different things, but mostly I'm just going to show you this real fast. Here's the idea. So if we create a couple that are really good for certain purposes, like dental wellness, and we're going to use them for clients, right? The phone numbers are going to forward to those companies in the different one or more metro areas, right? And then we're going to collect the leads off of them. They're going to pay us literally for every call we generate them, right? Every form fill we send to them, okay? They're paying. We already got guys who are already landing those deals anyway with dentists all over the place in the nation. So we just say, hey, what areas now? And they give us a list, okay? Then we pound out the websites and start pushing traffic at those guys, right? So we can make all these sites, even with backlinking purposes, whether it's for that or it's literally locksmithing, scroll down, and we can fill it with all the right information, videos and all, okay? And this is just dentists. A lot of this is just a stack. We have 880, like I said, websites spread across 11 servers. So we can do an incredible amount of work. Now, here's the coolest thing. Look at that. That's chiropractors, right? We'll do a ton for chiropractors. Check this out. This lady does hair, okay? She knows everything about hair. So she's a company in an area. We did the website for her, getting the model website done first so that when we go backlinking and driving leads to her, then that can produce income, and also she can show it off to some other guys so that she can get a commission on a resell for bringing other guys our way, right? To create the websites for them and drive leads to them as well. Guys outside of her competitive area who like her site, like what's happening for her, and want something like that. So how many industries have we got for you guys to work inside of? Because maybe you're not an expert at hair, right? Here's what we have for a list. You guys can ask me for the list. I'm going to post it up somewhere. For lawyers, okay? If you happen to know how to write about any of these things, you've done it for one or more clients over the course of time, right? Whether it's foreclosure, for hernia mesh. I don't even know what that's all about, but you might. See, some of you probably do. Mesothelioma, Some of you guys know this. I know a few of these kinds of things better than others. Okay, so there's that. Now, let me keep going down, right, to make sure all this stuff starts to clarify itself. Take a look. Chiropractors. You guys ever write for chiropractors? You know what the main points are? Dentists. You know the biggest thing we learned about dentists when we started writing about dentists? They need something at the top saying free or flexible, easy payment options. Okay? Plenty of payment options accepted, flexible, easy terms. We found that guys are afraid to call a dentist if they think it's going to be so expensive it's outside their budget. So dentists need that. Everybody needs something. So we've been learning that over the course of time. You know, one thing we found for a lot of companies, what they want? Let me just show you this. This is really cool because we provide it. When you look at this website, you think, what about mobile? I can take it down to a mobile layer. Now, in the mobile layer, I want to make something really clear. The SMS option becomes a click to text button. So you can click to text and you can ask a question in a text and send it, right? Because they make it available. So if that company allows SMS, we track that, right? We charge for that. So if they use it, it's just a way of saying, hey, are you guys working on the weekends? And then they can say, why, yes, sure we are. But there you go. Would you like to schedule a time to come in? The guy doesn't have to answer, right? You can ask, how much is it going to cost? And they can answer, and the guy doesn't have to answer back. That beats a call, because when you call company, they start saying, why, yes, would you rather come in at 2 or would you rather come in at 4? We've got openings both times. And you have to say, well, I'm not really ready yet. I haven't decided yet. So that's difficult, right? But if you're traveling, it's very hard to fill out a contact form with your name and your email and a question and response times, good for you or whatever, on the form. So that's also hard. What people like is to just hit a button, ask a question, and go, right? All right, let me get back to the point though. Okay. So as we come down through this list, okay, anything you are good at, okay, anything that, whether it's towing, okay, I don't know what automotive campaign calls are, but if you understand that intrinsically, you know what those are, great, okay? Towing, debt, credit repair, debt relief, any of these things that you see, HVAC, florists, okay, copier repair, vets, okay? Those of you that understand anything about this, right, we can sell the leads. And anything, there's the list so far, there's 87 different industries that we need expert copywriting in. In other words, whatever you're good at writing about. You write onto Word documents. Have a big header 1, paragraphs, smaller header 2s, the subheaders for the subsections of the page, and then put a line break or something. And then do page 2, right? So the home page, about page, product 1, 2, 3, service 1, 2, 3, contact page. Just write. Write generally, write generically, okay? Whatever you want to write. You're going to write those Word documents. And for those of you that already have those Word documents sitting around, you've written these things out, and they have not been used on the internet anywhere yet, right? They got to be copyscape. They got to be unique. But anything like that, if you're sending us the Word documents, guess what we do? All the rest of it. The lady who sent us, who we did this website for, okay, to drive leads to her, sent us a single, well, she actually sent us 2 PDF documents. I'm just showing you, okay, just to give you the idea. She sent us PDF. We prefer Word. We actually had to convert them to Word. And if you're copywriters, then you can do that, right? It's very easy to figure that out. But I just want to make this clear, okay? Because this is all we need, and we're going to create income streams, and you're going to get paid residually off of it. And anything that you're doing that's producing income or helping to produce income because your content is holding people's attention, getting them to convert in some way, either getting them to fill out a form, call a phone number, join something, sign up for something, anything like that, then you're holding people's interest on the page, so time on page increases. If people click through the menu because they want to read step 1, step 2, step 3, we'll do that. If the buttons at the bottom should be for step 1, step 2, step 3, so when they read and they hit the next step, then they want to read and hit next step, then there you go. It's increasing conversion actions on the site, drives the rank of sites up, right? Anything like that's fine. So what did she send us? She sent us a PDF. And she put time and effort into this PDF, but we don't need that from you. We need Word document, okay? So this would be like a header 1. That would be like a subheader, and we can just see that, right? Then you've got whatever in a paragraph and notes, And then once you get past the table of contents, what do you have? Basics. There's a page. Introduction, it happens to be called. So in the menu, we'll probably call it introduction. And then we'll have our bold first paragraph, and then the rest of it looks like this, and then it'll have some nice font, closure. Well, you don't have to go that far because our guys can handle that, okay? Then the next page. And she included everything, right? So she had images and so on. All we really need from you, Word documents with what you want written, and our guys can take care of all the rest of it. Now, if you happen to have something like this and it's worth it, send it to us. If you're saying, you know what, make this into a website, okay? Then yeah, we'll do it, right? Because we're going to trust you to be the expert. Remember what I said, trust expert or expertise and authority. Here's the one thing. The other thing is this. Everything you write, first, we made this whole website for her. How much did it cost her? Nothing. She just gave us the content. She happened to give us more, right? She gave us these images. She gave us the idea for the color schemes. Fine. She didn't have to, but she did. She just had this lying around a PDF. Then, what's the other part? She gave us a blurb about herself. Okay? A picture. That's the other thing. We are going to, for all of you who do copywriting jobs, guess what? There's going to be the page where you are going to have the meet our team. You're going to be in there, okay? Not like meet our team like you're part of a board, but you're one guy who contributed to the website, okay? So in this case, it's about the author, right? So you, in any kind of meet the team environment, is just going to be about the author. It's going to be about the copywriter, okay? Then this is going to be about you. This will be you. And then there will be a link here back to whatever page you want showing your expertise or leading people to your writing. Okay? So everything you give us that we make websites for and we're using your content, you will be included in the information and you'll be backlinked. That'll go back to you. So you are using the opportunity to create content onto lots of websites that are going to link back to you. Some of these websites are going to be merely for demo purposes, right? Like they're not something you can directly monetize. Everyone can name something like that. Like I said, Baby Tips is an example. Until someone knows how to monetize it, it's really just showing it off, right? Because if people land on Baby Tips and they go reading through the articles there and they just can't resist reading more. If you want to give us a lot of content, 10, 20, 30 pages of content, don't give us 1,000, but give us like up to 30 pages of useful, interesting content. We will do that, okay? So what do we do for her again? Literally all these pages here and all of these we made out of her PDF files. And then we made everything else about the website out of whatever we had, right? We can get the images ourselves, okay? And then all the stuff like Google Map, contact form, all of this, if we have this information from you, but you don't need to provide it. If you're writing generally for the industry, let us figure out who we're going to attach it to, who's going to pay us for the content. So we'll create the generic site, put good information on for somebody we make a deal with, and start sending them the leads. Anytime they get the leads, you're going to get paid. Okay, so if you're getting paid $1 a lead, and you get 100 leads are coming through in a day, that's $100 a day. Why would it be 100? It's not 100 going to just somebody who's house cutting out of their home. We're going to have pages pointing at different companies. If we're getting more traffic than we can use, we're going to stretch into more people in the area to handle the calls. We can even have the forwarding phone number. Okay, let me make this point. The phone numbers that we provide, we can have them either round robin through people or call everyone at once. And whoever grabs the phone up first and takes on the lead, they're the one that's going to be charged for that lead, right? They're the one who got that lead. Okay. So what's the point? If your writing is producing income, you're getting a cut. Okay. For as much as we can maximize out of that. And what if we pretty much maximize the metro area and it's a good model and we're getting 100 hits a day? What do you think we do next? We clone the thing to another metro area so that we can also get a second body of payers into play, somebody outside their competitive reach. Okay. So how many people are getting paid in this? Copywriter, SEO, design, the guys who create these images here, this sort of thing. Okay. The developer, the ones who's making the websites. Okay. All the stuff that makes the websites, usually 2 to 3 developers at a time getting all this done. Okay. Then what do we have? We have the call service up here. We're taking care of the phone numbers. You don't need to do that. Okay. We've got the sales team who's calling and making the deals with the clients in different areas, coming back and telling us what we can, where we can produce these for, what different areas. Okay. And getting local phone numbers and pointing them forward. There's going to be transparency. You're going to be able to hear the calls. There are actually going to be call recordings. You're going to have access to be able to hear the calls. Now, we have the guys who are generating the invoices. The guys who are verifying the calls are good with the clients and collecting, so a collections department. And the team who's saying whoever drops off, they say, wow, I'm too busy, I can't use any more leads for now. Okay, then we got to drop them and we got to get our sales team calling other guys in the area to pick up the slack, right? There's like 10 people getting paid. There's about $15 per lead on average for many of these industries. They're just simple until we kick it off and grow it. But the point is, there will also be some loss. Some guys will just not get around to paying, right? Even though we're pushing them and they're supposed to pay, they just won't get around to it. So if we assume $10, we just assume some loss, some fee money, and we just say, okay, $10 collected for each lead. In the case of $10, you get 1, right? In the case of $20, you get 2. In the case of 80, you get 8, okay? It's going to be basically your share of 10%, okay? Now, if that makes sense to you and you realize that makes sense, and this can go for anything. This can be painters for our houses, interior, exterior painting, and we can go nationwide with that, okay? By the way, if you're not an expert at any of these things on here, you're not great at landscapers or movers or painters, right? Paving contractors, water and fire damage restoration, mold remediation, all of this is here. Solar panel installation, okay? Everything's here. If you're not an expert at any of this, but you are an expert at something else, write it, hand it in. We're going to set up the websites, backlink them, start shoving them up in rank as we get traffic. We're going to reach to our crew and we're going to tell our crew, hey, we need you to add XYZ into the mix, right? And we need to go ahead and start setting up metro areas, right? And let's get going on this right now, okay? Because as soon as we're getting these websites ready, if we build it first, they will come, right? We'll make it happen, okay? So for all of you who are saying that this is cool, you like this idea, and it is cool because it's, usually copywriters write one time and get paid one time every time they write. This is about creating a residual. And if you're good, right, we will do everything with your websites for you. We'll do all the SEO and everything. You get us going in the right direction, provide any notes, any kicker notes that we need to keep in mind, just in your Word documents, okay? You send that to us. And from there, we just take off with it. And so we'll do all the rest of the work to turn it into things that pay, income streams, and or at the very least, things worthy of ranking like baby tips, okay? And then we'll figure out how to monetize it later, or at least you get to show it off. Now, finally, for those of you guys working in major networks, writing networks, that gets to put you way ahead of the pack because you get to say this. My writing has been used on hundreds of websites to generate plenty of revenue, and that's true. Okay, you're going to make revenue that's recurring, and you can even make deals like that with guys if you find it valuable to you, which actually you will in our network. Many people are going to ask you if you want to write on commission, but they don't really have a plan yet. They're just trying to say, hey, can you write it? And then if it makes money. We're far beyond that. We've got 450 people who answer the phone every day through the dispatch system. That's 175 on the first shift, 175 on the second, and between 50 and 100 at night, depending on just how far we get with some of these things, because it's garage door repair, often emergency. Guy comes home drunk, slams into it. Semi truck pulls in the middle of the night, hits the stupid commercial door and bends it, right? Well, you can't leave a door bent and open to the public because you're going to get guys running in, stealing stuff, running out, and that's a real problem for commercial, for businesses, right? And then for people at home, it's also scary for similar reasons. That's garage door repair. Then you have locksmithing. Guys get locked out of their home all the time, right? Sometimes guys who fight with their wives need to call a locksmith in the middle of the night to let them back in the house. Then sometimes you even have a guy who gets in a fight with the head manager and the manager storms off. But this is a bunch of storage sheds out there with locks on every single door. Now, the manager has a key. And if that was a bad enough fight, then the owner's standing there with a shotgun calling for a locksmith who has to come in the middle of the night and change all those locks. Now, that's a heck of a job, but these things happen. So I don't know what you know about what you know best, but this is an open invitation to all copywriters to join the system, which is free, totally free. You'll never pay a dime for any of this. You're getting in for free so that you can start setting up income streams, okay? If you like that idea, join us. We're putting the page together right now as we're gathering all the guys together, and we're going to put out, as you get on board, you're going to wind up in a newsletter, a very simple one, right? You're going to sign up to a newsletter. So the copywriters are going to be in the newsletter. What are we going to tell you? Things that are worth knowing. Industries that we added to the list that became fair game that you can write about. Because we can have several people write about these and put them in different metro areas and just see whose writing does well. Okay? All of you who have writing that does well, you get to keep what's going on and build up the income streams, and we want more. Okay? We really do want more. Okay? And if you want to write about other industries and hand that in, go for it. Anything you want to write about that you are an expert at, just make sure that whatever you're handing us is unique, okay? It cannot be something you copied from websites and handed to us, right? You cannot copy it and make very tiny changes and hand it to us either. It has to be your writing, but it has to be good writing, okay? By the way, a great secret for a lot of you guys who maybe you're not really sure where to start, record a video. Even if it's like a YouTube video that you're going to put up and make it an unlisted video that nobody gets to see, when you record the video and you're speaking naturally, if that works for you, then you can send that in to have it transcribed. Okay? That's cheap these days. Services like that are quite cheap. So if you do that, then when you get the transcription back, just do a final edit because, hey, you're a copywriter. And when you get done, what do you have? Easy flowing, easy to read content. Lots of it that we can make lots of pages out of for whatever it is that you recorded about, those topics, right? Hand that in. Okay, so we'll have a place where you're going to sign up. And when you sign up, you're going to be able to submit your stuff. And as you submit your stuff, it's going to go to a queue and you're going to see what happens with it. Pending, incoming, flip to accepted, flip to verified, flip to work in progress, flip to finish, flip to this is the website where it is right now. And when you go, you're going to see that's the website, that's the phone number, here's the metro area. And right from there, we're going to lock you in. We're going to have another place that's going to say, here's how you get access to the call recordings. And what do we need from you? Like your PayPal email address. Okay? So that we can pay you. And then we're just going to mark the invoices of paid, by the way. It's going to be like weekly pay every Sunday night so that you can wake up on Monday feeling good about the extra money you made. I mean, if you had like an extra $100 a day coming in and you wake up every Monday morning to like $700 on the side, doesn't that make Monday kind of feel cooler? That's what we thought too. So anyway, there's where you go. Here's where you sign up. Website-installer.com/copywriters.php. Okay. Just go there, sign up. Free, no hassle, get in the game, start sending in content. We'll send you an email when we have the form ready for you to be able to submit your stuff so you can just go and sign up real quick and do it. And yeah, you'll be on a roll. You'll be able to create these great contents. We'll be able to get other people landing deals to sell leads. And we are going to get our SEO guys to drive this up and backlink this to the top. And as it starts to take over and those leads hit, there's your recurring income streams. We're going to move across to other metro areas with everything that's successful. And anything else you know how to write about, if you just think, oh yeah, I used to be a piano mover or a carpet cleaner or a real estate agent, even if it's not on the list, okay, then just write about it. Anything you're an expert at. And we're going to make the websites about it, rank them, push them up, and let our dispatch center know to start finding guys to take on leads. Okay, we'll turn it into something valuable. All right, that's our project, and that's really cool to join. You can consider it a hobby if you want to take it lightly. You can be really serious about it if you want to push it and see how much it augments your pay. If you're handing us 2 or 3 things a week, and these average $100 or 100 person a day clicks, and you're making even $1 each, you're talking about $200 to $300 a day on the side, right? All you had to do was hand us your best writing on Word documents once. Okay, and if you can think of more things to add that'll add value, Google loves that. So sure, add more. Tell us, hey, this goes with that, right? Make that into more pages on this site. For example, just want to be clear. What if she sent in originally 3 pages and 1 page, and then later she goes, hey, I had more stuff. Can you add these extra things and that extra thing there? Okay, we can do that, right? That way the site gets bigger, stronger, more meaningful. Google likes them more, gives us more keyword combinations that we can point at the individual pages, gives us more clout, more growth, so that we can get more calls coming in, right? More money. And that means you get a bigger cut, okay? There you go. And you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to come up with the images. You don't have to come up with the color schemes. You don't have to try to deal with the websites or make the page speeds better. We already did that. We do HTML validation, maximize page speed. On-page SEO is maximized. We minify the images, minify the HTML, CSS. We do browser caching. We leverage browser caching. We enable gzip compression. Everything to maximize the power of the websites, and then we backlink them with literally hundreds of other websites that are similar but different, so that Google can pick up on the cloud of it, and these things can drive traffic to the end client. We'll do all of it. All you have to do is hand us your best writing for whatever it is you know. Okay, hope you found this interesting. Can't wait to see you get involved. Sign up. Okay, and as soon as we have the stuff for you, we're going to send it out. If you're watching this video some days after I put it up, I'm sure it's already running full. So join, right? This is an open invitation to all copywriters to come in and get involved with whatever it is you know best. Okay? It's great. You get to write about whatever you're passionate about, whatever you're strongest at, and earn from it. Because everyone else is going to push you to the top, since that's what you can do. Okay, awesome.